This is the competition manual, pre-season version 0. Skipping over the table of contents and straight into section 1, which is titled Introduction. 1.1, About FIRST. FIRST, for inspiration and recognition of science and technology, was founded to inspire young people's interest in science and technology. Since its founding, FIRST has grown to be the world's leading youth-serving nonprofit, advancing STEM education, and has become a worldwide movement, inspiring innovation, building confidence, and preparing young people for the future. Our programs have a proven and lasting impact on learning, interest, and skill building inside and outside of the classroom, and are only possible because of the FIRST volunteers, educators, mentors, and sponsors who tirelessly support our students as they build their future. Each year, participants experience firsthand the inspiration that comes from joining a global community of people with the same mission, and the bonding that comes from working to solve the same shared challenge. FIRST students will go on a journey of discovery that merges the rigor of STEM learning with the fun and excitement of traditional sports. Please visit the FIRST website for more information about FIRST and its programs. We have the purpose, vision, and mission of FIRST listed here in the manual. 1.2 talks about FIRST Tech Challenge specifically. FIRST provides a wide spectrum of robotics experiences designed to meet students where they're at, engaging and exciting students at every level, whatever their circumstances. What makes FIRST Tech Challenge special among the family of exceptional FIRST programs? Scale, skill level, complexity, flexibility, and student ownership. Let's talk about each of those. First, scale. With a classroom-sized field and classroom-safe robots, FIRST Tech Challenge can be implemented anywhere students want to gather. The ability to succeed with smaller teams provides a social structure in which students on a team can either excel in all roles or specialize in a single role. Skill level. FIRST Tech Challenge provides challenges for students looking for championship play with advancement opportunities and for those just now learning to play in their own classroom. It provides a scaffolded experience for growth that does not require experts to drive the experience, only caring adults to enable self-exploration. Complexity. Robots can be fully built from a basic starter kit, fully fabricated from custom designs, or built in a way that mixes both approaches. There are opportunities for advanced manufacturing, but non-classroom tools are optional, not required. Flexibility. With an extended season kicking off in September and running through March with capstone events held April through July, teams can adjust their season to incorporate intense peaks spread out between recovery periods or other school activities while still providing an improvement-driven, iterative build experience. Finally, student ownership. Smaller teams competing in an extended season with classroom-safe robots enables students to learn independently through self-exploration and feel ownership over more of their team's journey. And of course, FIRST Tech Challenge provides all the opportunities for community, collaboration, outreach, and growth found across the FIRST programs. Please visit the FIRST Tech Challenge webpage for more details. In this section, we are already seeing some of the seeds being planted of important parts of the discussion that are going to come up in later sections here in section 1. Scale and skill level being some of them. We have a lot of FIRST Tech Challenge teams, and we have teams on a very broad spectrum of experience and skill level. And we need a program that helps all of them. And you'll see some of how that's being accomplished shortly. First, ethos and core values. This is section 1.3, and it's laying the foundation for how we expect everyone, from students to volunteers and mentors, to behave when they're engaging in the FIRST Tech Challenge program. Every word of this is going to be important as we talk about that competition integrity contract later on. Gracious professionalism is part of the ethos of FIRST. It's a way of doing things that encourages high-quality work, emphasizes the value of others, and respects individuals and the community. Through gracious professionalism, fierce competition and mutual gain coexist. Participants compete intensely while treating each other with respect and empathy. There's no trash talking, but there are also no disingenuous platitudes. Knowledge, competition, integrity, and empathy blend comfortably. Ultimately, gracious professionalism is part of pursuing a meaningful life. When professionals use knowledge in a gracious manner and individuals act with integrity and sensitivity, everyone wins and society benefits. The term was coined by Dr. Woody Flowers, Executive Advisory Board Chair Emeritus, Distinguished Advisor to FIRST, and father of competition robotics. A quote from Dr. Woody Flowers is here: "The FIRST spirit encourages doing high-quality, well-informed work in a manner that leaves everyone feeling valued. Gracious professionalism seems to be a good descriptor for part of the ethos of FIRST. It is part of what makes FIRST different and wonderful." Gracious professionalism is a gift from Woody, and all of us have now become its stewards. Woody often said that it is not critical that we define gracious professionalism, but Woody would continue to say it is very important to talk about it. Gracious professionalism can be difficult to understand because the pursuit of it should be different for everyone. When talking about gracious professionalism, it is quickly evident that it has come to symbolize all that is good inside all of us, and all that is good when we interact with one another in our world. It is an aspirational ideal to always strive towards, not a goal to be achieved, and not a method of measuring someone. For that reason, you can never say someone is or is not being graciously professional, but instead, they might embody some of its aspects. Whenever something is being discussed as not GP, it's more appropriate to talk about specific behaviors that need improvement. Was the person disrespectful, impolite, dishonest? Being graciously professional is more than any of its individual attributes. Some possible meanings of gracious professionalism include gracious attitudes and behaviors that are win-win. Gracious folks respect others and let that respect show in their actions. Professionals possess special knowledge and are trusted by society to use that knowledge responsibly. And gracious professionals make a valued contribution in a manner pleasing to others and to themselves. In the context of FIRST, this means that all teams and participants should learn to be strong competitors, but also treat one another with respect and kindness in the process, and avoid leaving anyone feeling as if they are excluded or unappreciated. Successful teams spend time going over this concept and reinforcing it regularly. Team members should work together to identify real-life examples of gracious professionalism in practice, routinely highlight opportunities to display aspects of gracious professionalism to each other at events, and encourage every team member to suggest ways in which they can embody aspects of this quality themselves. There's a word cloud here of words which might apply to individuals embodying gracious professionalism. Another important term in First Tech Challenge is cooperation. Cooperation is displaying unqualified kindness and respect in the face of fierce competition. It is founded on the concept and philosophy that teams can cooperate and help one another even when they're directly competing against one another. The alliance structure of First Tech Challenge inherently showcases cooperation. A team's opponent in one match may be their alliance partner in the next. In this sense, every team benefits when everyone plays at their best. FIRST also has core values. The FIRST core values are fundamental to FIRST and unique to our programs. They emphasize friendly sportsmanship, respect for the contributions of others, teamwork, learning, and community involvement. Our community expresses the FIRST philosophies of gracious professionalism and cooperation through the FIRST core values. They are discovery, we explore new skills and ideas; innovation, we use creativity and persistence to solve problems; impact, we apply what we learn to improve our world; inclusion, we respect each other and embrace our differences; teamwork, we are stronger when we work together; and fun, we enjoy and celebrate what we do. Why embrace the FIRST ethos and gracious professionalism? Some people new to FIRST and our values may think, this doesn't apply to me. I don't see this in the world around me, so why do I need to act this way? To build a better world, pursue a more meaningful life, and celebrate all that makes us uniquely human. Building a better world. Our mission is to give young people the skills, confidence, and resilience to build a better world. What kind of world do we want that to be? What kind of culture do we want to be a part of? We at FIRST believe that a world where everyone strives to embody the FIRST values and demonstrate gracious professionalism in their actions would be a pretty great world to live in. Pursue a meaningful life. And these actions make people feel good. We know being an effective contributor is a huge part of feeling good about yourself. These behaviors will have a positive impact in all areas of your life. Working hard can be fun and profoundly satisfying, and achieving this rational self-esteem is a big part of long-term happiness. You may start these behaviors because you're trying to build a better world, but you'll also find yourself building a more meaningful life. Still skeptical? Try it in FIRST. In many ways, FIRST is practice for the real world. We have the chance to shape the FIRST community however we want. We're giving students the opportunity to make graciously professional choices when it's easy, so they'll see how it feels, learn how it works, and be prepared to do the same when it's not as easy. We get what we celebrate, so let's celebrate hard work, integrity, fair play, sportsmanship, empathy, and all the things which make us uniquely human. All of that is a setup to what we're about to read about the spirit of the competition. None of what I just shared is new. The ideas of gracious professionalism, cooperation, the FIRST core values, everything has been around for a while, but we are about to apply them slightly differently to FIRST Tech Challenge. And it starts here in section 1.4, the spirit of the competition. A note from the FIRST staff. Welcome to BIOBUZZ, presented by RTX. We are excited to begin the 2026-2027 FIRST Tech Challenge season. We'd like to describe some changes that are happening, some things we hope will never change, and some challenges we're facing due to the success and growth of the program. FIRST Tech Challenge serves participants with a wide variety of backgrounds, ages, and skill levels. Our program is both a capstone experience and a foundational experience. The highest skilled competitors in FIRST Tech Challenge are creating robots with technical achievements that impress even industry experts and perform tasks that most people don't think are possible. At the same time, FIRST Tech Challenge provides an on-ramp for students and teams who are experiencing a robotics sport for their first time. Our games are played at levels which would rival the excitement and spectacle of any sporting event, but they are also played in classrooms, garages, and in school libraries. As veterans know, and rookies will soon learn, there are no perfect solutions, only trade-offs, only compromise. We must choose the trade-offs we believe provide the best balance of outcomes. Our commitment is that students and teams from across this entire spectrum find a welcoming home in FIRST Tech Challenge. We will ensure every team can play robots in a way where they can meaningfully contribute to their alliance, iterate as they grow in experience, and feel the thrill that comes from competing in a true sport of the mind. Let's talk about season challenges, championship play versus learning to play. Whether you're the defending world champion or you're building your first starter bot, we will provide engaging games with challenges that enable student learning and skill growth. These challenges will include familiar themes from the past and to encourage building on the skills from prior seasons, while also including new dynamics which shift the meta, encouraging the community to continuously learn and experiment. First Tech Challenge will always provide high-integrity, championship-level experiences where our top teams can showcase their capabilities and find creative, exceptional solutions to the season's challenges. That is not changing. However, we also want more kids around the world to be able to participate in First Tech Challenge, even if they don't have any prior STEM experience and don't have access to a championship-level event. To do that, we need to make the program more accessible to students, coaches, volunteers, and local leaders. Competition integrity at all levels. The FIRST staff and all FIRST volunteers want every match of every competition to be perfect. Even if they can't be perfect, we want to protect the integrity of the competition and ensure fair play for all of our teams. As our sport has matured, teams have made us very proud as they have dramatically improved in performance. With their success has come additional challenges, and now maintaining the integrity of the competition is becoming increasingly difficult. Recent years have placed more burden on our game design, our field designs, and our volunteers. Many of our efforts to enable the highest levels of play only make it more difficult to enable introductory play experiences. We feel we need to change something to be successful at enabling both. So, changes for 2026, 2027, and beyond in just a moment. Definitely need some water for this. The 2026-2027 season includes a deliberate change in how we designed BIOBUZZ and wrote its competition manual. This change is something we plan to continue for future games and future seasons. The manuals from prior seasons focused on covering exact circumstances and details, removing flexibility in favor of attempting to cover all scenarios. The BIOBUZZ manual emphasizes the spirit of the rule and empowers event volunteers to make good faith judgment calls. BIOBUZZ rules are written to emphasize intended gameplay and make it simpler for participants and volunteers to understand the spirit and intent of the rule. The rules are designed to allow volunteers to watch for larger behaviors and strategies that run counter to the spirit of the competition, rather than be required to watch for and record every action or incident that occurs. For example, strategically blocking an opponent from access to their gate versus going into an opponent's gate zone, both examples from last season. This will make it easier to volunteer, allow volunteers to focus more on supporting teams in line with the spirit of FIRST volunteering, and result in a more consistent competition experience for everyone. This change can only be possible if we all commit ourselves to the ethical standards described by the FIRST ethos and FIRST core values. We still want teams to compete to win. We want that to be done in a manner that is gracious and respectful to both their fellow competitors and the event volunteers enforcing the rules. To enable this culture, we're emphasizing a framework of behaviors all FIRST participants should follow and a competition integrity contract. When all of our participants and volunteers are aligned with this framework, it will allow us to simplify many of our regulations, remove some burden from everyone in the program, and make it easier for all of us to be successful. Thank you, and we look forward to everything to come this season. From the First Tech Challenge staff. Let's take a look at what they're talking about, starting with the framework of behaviors. The culture of First Tech Challenge is shaped by the habits and behaviors of our global community. To ensure our sport remains a positive space for our teams, we rely on all our participants, mentors, educators, supporters, alumni, and volunteers to follow a framework of ethical behaviors. These range from aspirational philosophies to firm rules and regulations. First, gracious professionalism and FIRST core values. Gracious professionalism remains our guiding star for all our behaviors, and we should always strive to act in a way that aligns with its philosophy. Celebrating the first core values and ensuring they remain central to our behavior is how we embody gracious professionalism and preserve the unique first culture. Second, the first code of conduct. Adults and parents of minors in first each certify adherence to the first code of conduct, which provides behavior and youth protection requirements to ensure the safety of all first participants. Third, the competition integrity contract. Every team in First Tech Challenge must follow the Competition Integrity Contract, or CIC, which is coming up in Section 1.5. The CIC outlines team behaviors which protect the integrity of the competition and long-term health of the sport. Finally, competition rules, the competition manual, team updates, and Q&A. Each season's game is defined by the rules and regulations in its competition manual. While these rules change each year, they describe the criteria all teams must meet to be eligible for competition, and the specific behaviors all teams must follow while competing. Next, we'll talk about the role of mentors in First Tech Challenge. The first mission is to create programs that give young people skills, confidence, and resilience to build a better world, and mentors are a key component of that in First Tech Challenge. Adult mentorship is a proven part of what makes First so effective. Working with a mentor or coach is a critical part of the learning process. First programs provide mentoring of students, which may lead to a better understanding of STEM careers, as well as increased confidence, self-esteem, and satisfaction of the student. This naturally leads to the question, how much involvement in building the robot should the mentors have? The answer continues to be however much is needed to inspire the youth on the team. Each team's robot should be representative of their journey and experience, and every team's journey is unique. The level of involvement of mentors on a team will vary team by team, and often season by season. For example, a team may have a student or a group of students with enough CAD skills to largely create the CAD model of their robot with limited mentor guidance and oversight. The same mentor may need to take a more hands-on approach the next season if those students graduate and no other students have those skills yet. First does not provide a prescriptive process for running a team. Each team should be structured to meet students where they're at. Success should always be based on individual student outcomes. This is reinforced through mentor training resources and the sharing of best practices, so all teams may continuously improve as they find what works best for their students. Now, the spirit of First volunteers. First volunteers are there to help every team succeed and should actively help the competitors avoid breaking rules whenever possible. One of the things which makes First special is the culture in which volunteers have the opportunity to serve as mentors to all First students. It is easy for volunteers to default to a culture of enforcement and for teams to default to adversarial behaviors. First teams and volunteers need to remember during all of their interactions they should be working together, not fighting each other. It is often said, through gracious professionalism, fierce competition and mutual gain coexist. Participants compete intensely while treating each other with respect and empathy. In this way, fierce and intense competition can be a direct part of embodying gracious professionalism. Everyone should remember that First teams, students, and mentors are deeply passionate about our sport. They will, as they should, compete very hard as they pursue excellence and success on the field. First prepares volunteers to likewise respond with respect and empathy in the face of this competitive intensity. To be successful, volunteers must take advantage of the resources and training First provides each season. This means they must fully understand not only the rules, but also the published guidelines on how First intends them to be enforced. This will ensure that each competition is conducted as fairly and consistently as possible. For many First students, their competition experience will be defined by a few interactions with a handful of adult volunteers. This is why it's so important that all first volunteers behave in a friendly, supportive, fair, and team-focused manner at all times. This is another reason why first volunteers are so special. They are charged with maintaining the integrity of the competition, but doing so by reinforcing the first core values, and always doing their best to act with gracious professionalism. There are two phrases which drive and motivate the individuals that volunteer their time with FIRST: giving back and paying it forward. Each year, you have the extraordinary opportunity to help create the best ever experience for our students, mentors, and fellow volunteers by becoming a FIRST volunteer. Please consider volunteering at local events near you, but know that not all applicants can be placed in all roles at any given event. Please work with your volunteer coordinator and local program delivery partner to help identify the most meaningful way you can help in your region. A complete set of all role-specific volunteers materials can be found on our volunteer resources page. And as a program delivery partner for First Tech Challenge in Florida, I just want to emphasize this. Please work with us. If you go off, maybe you're a current participant, you graduate, you go off to a career, a vocational school, a university somewhere around your state, around the country, or for some of you around the world, find your local program delivery partner and see how you can contribute back as a volunteer. Because even though I was on a FIRST team and I got a lot out of that experience, truthfully, I've gotten that much more out of being part of the volunteer community. And the people you meet as a volunteer will become lifelong friends and professional contacts that will have a huge impact on your life. So please, go do that. We're now at section 1.5, the competition integrity contract. As an actionable part of the framework of behaviors described in section 142, the competition integrity contract defines ways that every team in First Tech Challenge should behave, both at and outside events. The CIC is divided up into two categories: sporting ethics code, which all teams must follow to protect the integrity of the competition, and behavior guidelines, which help teams act in a way that embodies gracious professionalism and encourages that every team can have fun, make friends, and chase excellence. Let's talk through the sporting ethics code. Our team certifies, first, we don't cheat. Our team will never intentionally violate the spirit of the rule. We won't circumvent the systems FIRST uses to keep the competitions running. We would be ashamed to win a student competition by cheating. The only true win comes when everyone is playing by the same rules, with honor, fair play, and integrity. Second, we always behave with integrity. We take pride in behaving with honor even when no one is watching. We appreciate the spirit of FIRST volunteering, and we want the volunteers to focus on supporting teams rather than simply enforcing rules. We understand that teams need to abide by all the regulations, even the ones that are not checked. Our actions are based on what is right, not what we think we can get away with. Third, we play the game as intended. We understand the sport is designed to be Red Alliance versus Blue Alliance. It is not supposed to be teams versus volunteers. We understand the rules aren't designed to list every possible situation that can occur. Our team will not try to gain an advantage by using any loopholes in the rules. If there is ever ambiguity in the specific wording of the rule, we will look to the intent of the rule and the spirit of the competition to guide our behavior. Fourth, we know our team doesn't enforce the rules. Our team values fair play and good sportsmanship. If we see something which we know is inappropriate, we will politely bring it to the attention of competition staff. We understand it is the responsibility of the event staff and FIRST headquarters to handle any escalation and mitigation. We understand it is not appropriate for us to accuse, investigate, publicly call out, or persecute anyone for a perceived infraction, especially in a disrespectful or non-confrontational manner. That is the Sporting Ethics Code, section 151. Here in 152, we have the behavior guidelines. Again, our team certifies. First, we focus on journey before destination. Our team will try hard to win. We will chase excellence in everything we do. We will not define our success based on the competition results, but on the lessons we learn and the friends we make. First competitions are opportunities to measure our progress and, alongside other teams, celebrate the journey we've all taken together. Second, we behave with respect and good sportsmanship. We will always strive to treat others with respect. Regardless of the outcomes, we will always strive to act professionally and behave in a way that we will be proud to remember, even when the competition gets intense and emotions are running high. Long after the competition is over, we know we won't remember if things didn't go exactly the way we wanted, but we will remember how we acted during those tough moments. We support our teammates, we praise our partners, we celebrate our opponents. Third, we help each other. We do our best work when we're helping others and treating them with respect and kindness. We want to succeed, but we don't want it to happen because someone else failed. We want to help everyone play at their best, even when we're playing against each other. Then, we're going to celebrate with each other regardless of the outcome. But we're hopefully going to win. Fourth, we take the high road. We're all still growing. No one is perfect. Being respectful means being understanding, empathetic, and sometimes being forgiving when someone else's behavior doesn't meet our expectations. If someone acts in a way which doesn't seem right, we will try not to let it affect how we behave. Everyone is on their own journey. Everyone is struggling in ways we don't always see. We will remain focused on our own growth. We will be respectful to everyone, even those who are disrespectful to us. Fifth, we respect property and facilities. Our team will always work to leave things in a better state than we found them. We will behave in a way that prevents foreseeable damage to equipment, facilities, or the property of others. We will clean up any messes that we make. Accidents happen, and we will report any accidental damage to the appropriate individuals. Sixth, we build a positive culture of safety. We will never knowingly jeopardize our own safety or the safety of those around us. Our team will enable the safety of everyone we meet. Instead of a culture of safety enforcement, we emphasize teaching safe decision-making and understanding safety best practices. In doing so, we help our members learn how they can be safe, even in unfamiliar situations. We make healthy choices. The competition is exciting, and sometimes there's a risk of it becoming all-consuming of our time and attention. We understand that to succeed in First Tech Challenge and in life, it's important to prioritize our mental health and physical health. Even when things get very busy, we will ensure everyone on our team is staying hydrated, eating well, staying active, getting enough sleep, and taking regular breaks. We also understand that in any creative process, a measured and sometimes relaxed schedule which leaves times for recuperation will often result in a better outcome than grinding for long hours. We know our team is most successful when every member is at their best, both at competitions and outside them. Finally, we're all on the same team. This is a global community of great people with unique backgrounds who all have experiences to share. On the field, teams are supposed to compete fiercely against one another. Off the field, we're all on the same team. Students, mentors, volunteers, event organizers, everyone is here for the same reasons. We're going to have fun, play robots, share stories, and build something awesome. Learn from everyone we meet, celebrate cool stuff, and more than anything, we'll be excellent to each other. Those two sections establish the goals of what we are trying to achieve, the behaviors we want to see in First Tech Challenge. Now let's talk about infractions, mitigations, and escalation. Violation of the CIC may require escalation and or mitigation depending on the circumstances of the infraction. These infractions may occur at an event or outside of events. Escalations for violations related to a specific competition regulations are outlined in the escalation guidelines, which are coming soon. They'll be part of the kickoff release of the BIOBUZZ manual. Some situations may require escalation to competition volunteers, such as a lead robot inspector, head referee, or first technical advisor for mitigation. More serious violations, especially violations of the sporting ethics code, will be escalated to the event director and or to first headquarters. At the discretion of first headquarters, these violations may result in the team being sanctioned and or disqualified from current and or future events. Following an investigation at the discretion of first headquarters, serious violations could result in a team or individuals being suspended or permanently removed from the First Tech Challenge program. First has an open door policy. Concerns from an event may be brought to the attention of First Headquarters by emailing customer service at firstinspires.org or contacting support. That concludes section 1.5. Section 1.4 and 1.5 together are some of the most critical changes to the way we are thinking about First Tech Challenge for the BioBuzz season. So I highly encourage everyone to read and reread those sections and understand, even before kickoff comes out and we get a chance to look at the game rules, how we are expected to behave and how our approach to the program in some cases may need to change as we seek success. Section 1.6 is accessibility and inclusion. FIRST is committed to STEM for everyone, and as such, FIRST makes reasonable accommodations for persons with disabilities who need and request accommodations. If a FIRST participant needs an accommodation for an event, please contact your local leadership before the event so that they can help ensure the accommodation is provided. Local leadership may make exceptions to rules to allow for reasonable accommodation, given the exceptions do not create an undue hardship or cause safety concerns. Section 1.7 is all about understanding and using this very competition manual, including this document and its conventions, the translations and other versions available for the manual, team updates, and the question and answer system, all of which I'm going to skip today.